Hare Krishna Mataji. So when you are ready, so kindly start with the invocation prayers.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All the best to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for this opportunity, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 1. Observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः अर्जुनविषादयोगः धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All those to Srila Prabhupada. And thank you for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?
Text Sanjay uvacha दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकम् व्यूढम् दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्.
Sanjaya said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words.
Text 3. पश्चैतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्य महतीं चमुं व्यूढां द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येण धीमता.
O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada.
अत्र शूरा महेश्वासाः भीमार्जुनसमायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः.
Here in this army are many heroic bowmen, equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna, great fighters like Yudhana, Virata, and Drupada.
Text 5. दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः.
There are also great heroic, powerful fighters like Dhrishtaketu, Chekitan, Kashiraj, Purujit, Kuntibhoj, and Sabya.
Text 6. युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्ता उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः.
There are the mighty Yudhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamoja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters.
Text 7. अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तानि बोधा द्विजोत्तमा नायका मम सैन्यस्य संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते.
But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force.
Text 8. भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिस्तथैव च.
There are personalities like you, Bhisham, Karna, Kripa, Ashwathama, Vikarna, and the son of Somadatta called Bhurishrava, who are always victorious in battle.
अन्ये च बहवः शूरा मदर्ते त्यक्तजीविताः नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्धविशारदः.
There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in military science.
Text 10. अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्विदमेतेषां balam bhimabhirakshitam.
Our strength is immeasurable, and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited.
Text 11. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagamavastitaha bhishmamevabhirakshantu bhavanta sarva eva hi.
All of you must give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army.
Text 12. Tasya sanchayayan harshan kuru vridda pitamaha simhanadam vinadyochai shankam dadmau pratapavan.
Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy.
Text 13. Tatah shankascha bheryascha panavanukagomukaha sahasraivabhyahanyanta sashabdastu mulo bhavat.
After that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous.
Text 14. Tatah shvetairhayaryukte mahati syandane stitau madavah pandavaschaiva divyau shankau pradatmatuhu.
On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells.
Text 15. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjayah Poundram Dadmau Mahashankam Bhima Vrkodaraha.
Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya, Arjuna blew his, the Devadatta, and Bhima, the voracious eater and performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch shell called Pondra.
Text 16 to 18. Anantavijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishtharaha Nakula Sahat Sughosha Manipushpakau Kashascha Parameshwasaha Shikhandi cha Maharataha Drishtadamnyo Viratascha Satyakischa Parajitaha Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvasha Prativipate सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्कान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक्.
King Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, blew his conch shell, the Anant Vijaya, and Nakula and Sahadev blew the Sughosha and Manipushpaka, that great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter Shikhandi, Drishtadumna, Virata, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupada, the sons of Draupadi, and the others, O king, such as the mighty armed son of Subhadra, all blew their respective conch shells.
That is 19. सघोषोदार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्.
The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra.
Text 20. अतः व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते.
At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot, bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in military array, Arjun then spoke to Lord Krishna these words.
Text 21 to 22. अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत यावदेता निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे.
Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms.
Text 23. योऽस्यमानानवेक्षेऽहं ययेतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धे युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः.
Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully recited in Sanskrit and in English. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hemlata Mataji. Dandavat pranam. Thank you for joining. And Hare Krishna, Devashish Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna. So we have got 3 more minutes for chanting, but still we can start the japa session. So can I request if there are any devotees or children, if anyone wanted to say Panchatattva mantra, so that we shall start the japa. Or anyone would like to do it?
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Prabhuji. Panchatattva, yeah?
Yes, Mataji.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा हरे
Krishna
हरे हरे
Hare
राम
Rama, Hare Rama,
राम
Ram Ram,
हरे हरे.
Hare Krishna,
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम
Krishna,
राम राम हरे हरे.
Hare Ram, Hare
हरे
Hare,
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम
Hare Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna,
हरे.
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Krishna
Hare
राम
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
हरे
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
हरे.
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
हरे
Hare
Hare
कृष्णा
Hare,
Hare,
कृष्णा हरे
Hare
हरे
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
हरे
Hare
राम
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram
राम
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
हरे
Hare
हरे.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
हरे
Hare
Hare
राम
Hare,
राम
Hare
Hare
राम
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
हरे
Krishna,
Hare
हरे.
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
कृष्णा
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
हरे
Hare Hare,
राम
Hare Ram, Hare
राम
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Hare
राम
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare
कृष्णा
Hare,
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
हरे
Hare
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama,
Ram
Hare Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Rama Rama Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram
Rama
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
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 Rama
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Rama Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
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 Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare Ram
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama Hare
Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna.
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
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 Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Hare
Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Rama Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare,
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare Rama
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 Rama,
Rama Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Hare
Rama Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Rama Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Hare Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Rama Rama
Rama,
Rama Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
जय श्री
Rama
कृष्ण
Rama Hare
चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
Hare
श्री
Krishna
अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु
Hare Krishna
नित्यानंद श्री
Hare
अद्वैत
Krishna Krishna
गदाधर
Krishna
श्रीवासादि
Hare
गौर भक्त वृंद
Hare
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If anyone has not yet completed the chanting, so kindly complete the round behind. So meanwhile, we shall enter into next part of our program, Kirtan. Today it is Kirtan by Sanjita Mataji and family. Hare Krishna, Sanjita Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, and Dandavat Pranam to all the devotees.
Hare Krishna Ramlal Prabhuji, thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Prabhuji. Hare
Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna,
Hare
Dandavat.
Krishna Usha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, when you are ready, Sanchita Mataji,
Yeah.
when you are ready, kindly.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Start.
Today we'll be doing the Sachi Sutta Ashtakam. It's like Gaur Purnima is coming. So just wanted to glorify Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah.
Mataji.
So I can share or?
Yes, Mataji, kindly share.
Okay. Can you see?
Yes, Mataji.
Navagorabaram Navapushpasaram Nava गौरवरं नवपुष्पशरं नवभावधरं नवलास्यकरं नवहास्यकरं नवहेमवरं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरं नवहास्यकरं नवहेमवरं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरं नवप्रेमयुतं नवनीतसुजं नववेशकृतं नवप्रेमरसं नवप्रेमयुतं नवनीतसुजं नववेशकृतं नवप्रेमरसं नवभाविलसत्सुभप्रेममयं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरं नवभाविलसत्सुभप्रेममयं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरं हरिभक्तिपरं हरिनामधरं परजप्यकरं हरिभक्तिपरं हरिनामधरं परजप्यकरं हरिनामपरं नयने सततं प्रणयश्रुतरं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरं नयने सततं प्रणयश्रुतरं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरं सततं जनतभवतपहरं परमार्थपरायणलोकगतिं सततं जनतभवपहरं परमार्थपरायणलोकगतिं नवदेहकरं जगत्तापहरं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरं नवदेहकरं जगत्तापहरं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरं भक्तिकरं प्रियतरुतरं नटनाटननाकरराजकुलं निजभक्तिकरं प्रियचारुतरं नटनाटननाकरराजकुलं पुरकामिनीमानसलास्यकरं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरं पुरकामिनीमानसलास्यकरं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरं करतालबलं कलकण्ठरवं मृदुवाद्यसुनीलयामधुरं करतालबलं कलकण्ठरवं मृदुवाद्यसुनीलयामधुरं विराजितं निजवासयुतं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरम् अरुणं नयनं चरणं वसनं वदने स्खलितं स्वप्नामधरम् अरुणं नयनं चरणं वसनं वदने स्खलितं स्वप्नामधरम् सुते सुरसं जगदाजीवनं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरम् कुरुते सुरसं जगदाजीवनं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरम् नवगौरवरं नवपुष्पसरं नवभावधरं नवलास्यकरं नवगौरवरं नवपुष्पसरं नवभावधरं नवलास्यकरं नवहास्यकरं नवहेमवरं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरम् नवहास्यकरं नवहेमवरं प्रणमामि सतीसुतगौरवरम् 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful and blissful bhajan. Very nicely recited. Both Mataji, all Mataji as a family. You did very beautiful kirtan, very devotional and melodiously sung. Beautiful bhajan. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
All glories to
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
In fact,
very nice.
yeah, Hari Bol.
Very nice.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
wonderful, lovely. Actually, it was very nice. Yeah. So ecstatic. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other comments?
Pranshub, Prabhasha, lovely, so beautiful to see you, so inspiring as always. Thank you.
Thank you,
Crunchy, you are very nice. Also, you, Prabhasha.
Oh, that's so sweet of you, Drone. Thank you. It's always so sweet to hear your voice, Drone. It makes our day. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Dharan Prabhu, Hari Bol.
Hare
Yes,
Bol.
wonderful comment. Yeah. We become alive.
Yes.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. It was very beautiful. Purvasha Mataji and Pranshu Prabhu and whole family. Very blissful, very devotional. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hari Bol.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful comments and very blissful song and kirtan. Thank you so much. Okay, so we shall move on to the next part of our program, Mangalacharan prayers. Today it is by Bhakta Devashish Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
So when you're ready, kindly start, Prabhuji.
ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मायं ददाति च पदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपाद सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विशोभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वन्दे कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very beautiful mangalas and prayers. Thank you so much. Okay, so we shall move on to the next part of our program. It is Guru Vandana by Bhaktini Hemalata Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hemalata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. You know what? After listening to this wonderful bhajan from Sanchita Mataji and family, I don't feel like singing. It was so nice.
Yes.
Okay, I'll start now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagati Sadma Bando Mui Savdhan Mate Bando Mui Savdhan Mate जहरा प्रसादे भाई ई भावा तोरिया जाए कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ होई ते कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ होई ते गुरुमुख पद्मावाक्य चितते कोरिया क्या अरे ना कोरी हो माने आशा अरे ना कोरी हो मोहे मने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा चखुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चखुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेद गाय जहाँ चरितो वेद गाय जहाँ चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोहे पद छाया हा हा कर प्रभु करो दया देहो मोहे प्रभु पद छाया एब जस गुश त्रिभुवाना एब जस गुश त्रिभुवाना आहा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोहे पद छाया हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया एब जस गुशु त्रिभुवाना एब जस गुशु त्रिभुवाना प्रभु पतित पवाना गुरुदेव लैलो शरणा जय प्रभु पदाय जय प्रभु पदाय प्रभु पदाय जय प्रभु पदाय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरे कृष्ण थैंक यू प्रभु
Hare Krishna, very beautiful Mataji, Guru Vandana, very blissful to hear you. Now our devotees are singing very beautifully. I think it would be very wonderful, like Kirtan Melos. We all come together on one day, singing different bhajans by all our Sangha members. Hope to hear like that.
Hemlata Mataji, Hari Bol, such a beautiful rendition of the Guru Vandana.
No, thank you, Mataji, but no, it's not like Purvasa has sung. Not
No,
like
don't
that.
even think like you're just singing without any instrument, nothing, and you just, I mean, these singing so devotional. It feels straight from your heart. So very nice. Hari Bol.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Mataji, beautifully done.
Hari Bol, Mataji. Thank
But
you,
yeah,
Mataji.
you were scared little bit because,
I
but
was because I'm not used to I'm not
no,
used to
no,
this Vandana
you do
Mataji.
very nicely. Devotion is the best tune. That is the main thing. So you did you always do very nice, Mataji. Thank you, Hari Bol.
Very well, very well. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Yeah, it was really very devotional. Yeah. We can start by the days with hearing such kind of bhajan. Yeah, it would be nice. Very well.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Maybe so we will allocate one day. Maybe I might travel, like if all devotees come together for kind of all devotees make this Kirtan Melos. We also gather as our Sangha members and occupy all day. It would be very blissful to do that. But I don't know yet if all devotees in London are.
Hari Bol, yes, we should desire, then it will be fulfilled. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes. Okay, so can I request any dear devotees to lead the Premadvani prayers before we move on to the next part? Anyone would like to lead the?
Arju will do it, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
Janitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pavitra Shada Ashtara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Jai.
Jam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pavikrajishara Ashtatara Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki
Jai.
Amacharya Haridas Thakur ki
Jai.
ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadar Shri Guru Bhaktivinoda ki
Jai.
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki
Jai.
Vrindavan Dham ki
Jai.
Mathura Dham ki
Jai.
Navadvip Dham ki
Jai.
Jagannath Puri Dham ki
Jai.
Ganga Maya ki
Jai. Jai.
Yamuna Maya
Ki Jai.
Jai.
Tulsi Devi ki
Ki Jai.
Bhakti Devi ki
Jai.
Sankirtan Yaj ki
Jai.
Vihar Mridanga ki
Jai.
Jai.
Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki
Jai.
Gaura Premanande.
Hari.
Hari Bol.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Hare Bol.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. Ki Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very beautifully led the Prematwani prayers. Thank you so much.
Very nice, Arjo. Hari Bol.
Very beautiful.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, so we shall move on to the next part of our program. Hare Krishna Radha Sevaka Mataji, thank you for joining. Hare Krishna Sita Sundari Mataji, thank you for joining. And Hare Krishna Vipina Vihari Dasa Prabhuji, thank you so much. And Prabhuji, it is time for Katha. Thank you so much. And your background is so beautiful, Gopishwar Mahadev.
I just spoiled it by appearing in front.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So, Prabhuji, if you are happy to take over the session.
Are you able to hear me, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Yeah. No, I just said I just spoiled the background by appearing in front. So let me move a little bit. See if that helps. Okay. Okay, so should we start, Amolga
Yes,
Prabhu?
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for kindly accepting and doing this katha for us. It is very blissful as usual. Always, we are always liable to you. I don't know how to repay your. You are doing so much of service to us.
No. It's my pleasure. Yes. So, just for you to be aware that the background is actually Gopishwar Mahadev from Vrindavan. Are you able to hear me? Or
yes, Prabhuji.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, the background at the back is actually Gopishwar Mahadev from Vrindavan Dham. So again, thank you everyone for attending this talk. I personally thought that as a Vaishnava and as devotee of Krishna, we should talk a little bit on the Param Vaishnav, who is Lord Shiva himself. And as Mahashivratri was last night, into today, so I thought it was a good opportunity to use this time to talk on Lord Shiva. So again, thank you everyone for attending. I just wanted to go around and said Hare Krishna, Ras Leela Mataji, Devashish Prabhu and family, Hare Krishna, Sanchita Mataji and family, Hare Krishna, Sita Sundari Mataji, Ram Lala Prabhu and family, Hare Krishna. Prabhavati Sachi Mataji, Hare Krishna, Hemlata Mataji, Hare Krishna, Usha Mataji, Hare Krishna, Meeta Mataji, Meena Mataji, and Radha Sevika Mataji, and Malati Sahi Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for taking time and leaving behind your duties to come and hear a little bit of Katha today. As always, I'm always indebted to all of you for allowing me to this small service to yourself and also to myself, because that helped me to progress in my own spiritual path as well. And again, it goes without mentioning, Amoga Prabhu, eternally indebted to you for allowing me to this service to the Sangha. So I hope everyone is doing very well and progressing nicely in their bhakti, in their spiritual life. And we will start without any delay. And yeah, as I mentioned that I thought it was very important for us to talk about Lord Shiva on this auspicious day. I have to admit that it is not a simple subject matter to talk about. Lord Shiva is not a simple subject matter to talk about, and I feel like I am a dwarf and I'm trying to catch the moon by talking on this matter, on this subject, because through what I was reading and all this, I kept reading and I kept digging and digging and digging, and the digging never ended, and it kept going because there's so much to learn about Lord Shiva. And there are also so many, I wouldn't say misconception, I wouldn't say we as devotee we are ignorant about, but it just happened that we don't talk much about Lord Shiva and his position and his authority. And his authority, I actually mean the authority of Lord Shiva as devotees, how it actually relate to us. So again, I will attempt to talk on this subject matter this evening. I am sure all of you will have more information to shed, and we can share that together. So just wanted to give you a quick overview of what I thought we would do. We have got 1 hour. What time do you expect me to finish, Amoga Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, 1 hour, Prabhuji. So can take till 9 o'clock, and then after that, any questions and answers.
Yeah. So yeah, we will. The overview will be. It is very important to actually understand as Vaishnava the position of Lord Shiva, and who is he, and what is his position in the Vedic history. So I'm going to talk about a little bit on this, and also we'll take a few Vedic stories. Well, stories, I mean, not mythology, of course, like some incident which has happened with devotees and Lord Shiva's pastimes. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about Gopishwar Mahadev, of course, and also time permitting, we will go into Sri Rudra Gita, which is in Canto 4. It's about 30 verses. I do not think I will be able to complete all the 30 verses. The Rudra Gita itself is a subject matter in itself. So the idea is we can actually read together the Rudra Gita. I will try to read the Sanskrit. When we come to that, I will explain why. And then if I can get volunteers to read the English, that will be very nice. And we will end up to 9 o'clock, whatever we complete in the Rudra Gita. So the Rudra Gita is about 30 verses, and I don't think we will be able to complete it in by 9 o'clock. So we will see how much time we have got left, and then we can talk about it and then read the verses. Now, the reason why I actually wanted to read Rudra Gita is because it is recommended by our Goswamis, namely Srila Sanatana Goswami. He recommends in the Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas that on Shivaratri day, which means on the night of the Phaguna Mas, month of Phaguna, on the Krishna Chaturdasi, so on the 14th day of the dark fortnight in the Phaguna Mas, which is Mahashivaratri, one should wake up early in the morning. One should read the Rudra Gita. One should fast from sunrise to sunrise, complete fast, and one should perform abhishek of a Shivalingam, because it is considered that on the Mahashivratri day, Shiva, Mahadev, actually resides in the Shivalingams, on all Shivalingams. He actually comes personally and resides there. So before moving forward, I will do the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and Prabhupada Pranam, and then we will start in our discussion. So if you can repeat after me, please. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 With pure obeisance to Srila Prabhupada and Guru. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namo Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vicharane Narashri Shri Padi Pavaschatarya Vistarane. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namo Namaste Prabhupada Devi Gauravani Vicharane Narashri Shri Padi Pavaschatarya. If you could repeat after me as well. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om
Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you very much. So, we will start, as I mentioned, by talking a little bit about Lord Shiva and his position in our Vedic history. So very important on the day of Mahashivratri to fast. This is according to Hari Bhakti Vilas. Okay, we don't do it in our society. Prabhupada did not do it, but it's not. There's no harm to actually do this. There's no harm, because Srila Sanatana Goswami actually recommends in Hari Bhakti Vilas. You can verify it. He says that one should fast from sunrise to sunrise on Mahashivratri night, and also read Rudra Gita, and also do Abhishek of Shivalingam, because it is said that Lord Shiva actually appears in all the Shivalingam on that particular night, which means on the month of Phalgun and the Chaturdashi, the 14th day of the dark fortnight of the Krishna Paksha. So, as you can see in the background, I have got Gopeshwar Mahadev, the wonderful darshan of Gopeshwar Mahadev from Vrindavan Dham, from Braj. But we will talk. We'll start by talking a little bit about who is Lord Shiva, and where does he reside? What is his function, and how does he establish himself in our Vedic history and Vedic position. So we have to say that Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma and all the demigods, they are not in the same level. They are actually very different, particularly Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is actually higher than all the demigods, and even higher than in position and in devotion than Lord Brahma as well. That is why he is called Mahadeva. So I wanted to share something very quickly, just for you to start on the discussion. I will give a little bit of okay. Can you see this verse? Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay.
Make it
So
enlarge it, please.
yeah.
Just 150 you can do.
You are better now.
Now is good. Very good.
So I'm going to, because of the interest of time, I'm just going to read this verse and the translation very quickly, and then we'll move. Nimnagaman yatha ganga devanam achito yatha vaishnavanam yatha shambhu purananam vidam tatha. So very famous verse and very beautiful verse, which we all know and we all quote, especially this particular section of the verses. So what does it say? Just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, we all know the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta, the supreme among deities, and Lord Shambhu, Shiva, the greatest of Vaishnavas. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. So here, we are actually talking about the greatness of the Puranas, but it is also mentioned that Lord Shiva is the greatest of all the Vaishnavas. So Vaishnavanam, out of the many, many Vaishnavas, who is that? Shambhu is the greatest. Now, let's talk about Shambhu a little bit. As I mentioned, to get the position of Brahma, one has to conduct the Varnashrama duty perfectly for hundreds of years, hundreds of births actually, hundreds of births. One has to conduct their Varnashrama duty. So if a Brahman is a Brahman or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra, one has to conduct their duty according to the Varnashrama system for hundreds of births to be able to get the position of Brahma. Similarly, one has to conduct hundreds of Ashwamedhas to be able to get the position of Indra. But it is said that one has to conduct the position of Brahma perfectly for hundreds of births to be able to get the position of Lord Shiva. Now, the question arises, so does that mean that Shiva keeps changing? Shiva is a person who keeps changing, is a position? Yes, it is a position. It is a post. And the post, as you know, it is for destruction, which is the mode of tamasic, mode of darkness, mode of ignorance. But this post of Lord Shiva is actually not the original Shiva, because one has to differentiate, one has to know who is Lord Shiva and what is his function and how many Lord Shiva and all this. The original Lord Shiva and the devotee Lord Shiva is called Sadashiva, and he has got a loka called Sadashiva Lok on the marginal position, which means he is the loka is higher than the Brahma Loka. So when one breaks the material universe, go through the Virja River for the 7 layers, and then break into the impersonal Brahman, and there you are, and bring into the impersonal Brahman, and then you have a marginal section, and above that you have got the Vaikuntha planets. So Lord Shiva's Loka is actually on the marginal section, as we can see in the picture there. Thank you very much, Amolga Prabhu. It is said that this position, this place, this planet is called the Maheshadham, the Maheshadham. So, but the topmost part of it is where the Shiva Lok is, and the bottom part of it is part of a Shivalok also, Maheshadham, but there is a difference there. The top part of it is where Sadashiva resides, and he is the devotee. He is the devotee of Lord Rama and Lord Narayan. He's always engaged in meditation of Lord Rama and Lord Narayan. The bottom part of it, the Maheshadham, has actually got a connection, a contamination with the material world. And this is where the Rudras are positioned. All the 11 Rudras, they are positioned there. So anything to do with material functioning, material connection, this is done by Lord Shiva in his form as Rudra. But the Sadashiva we're talking about, he is the original, the pure form of Lord Shiva. But in his expansion, in his reflection, he is as Rudras. Now, going beyond Sadashiva, going beyond the Maheshadham, we have actually the Golokadham, as you can see in the picture there. And this is where Lord Shiva, in his original form, as the associate of Lord Krishna, he resides there as Gopishwar Mahadev. So Gopishwar Mahadev is in the Golokadham. This is his eternal position where he serves Krishna as one of the gopis. We will come to his pastimes later on. So I just wanted to let you know that Lord Shiva is not one position, is not one person. Lord Shiva has got expansion, and the Sadashiva is the pure form of Lord Shiva. Even within when all the planets are destroyed, Sadashiva is always there, and he's not destroyed. And below, the lower part of the Maheshadham is actually contaminated with material nature, and this is where Rudra, the forms of Shiva in the form of Rudra, and as you can see, there's Shambhu there also. Anything to do with activities in material nature, the forms of Rudra. When Lord Shiva does it, but in the form of the Rudra. But he's also called Shiva. He's also called Shiva. Now, for example, I'll give you an example. Sadashiva is always engaged in remembering, chanting, and meditating on Lord Shiva, on Lord Rama and Lord Narayan. As you can see, he's always in a mudra position where he's always in meditation. So he cannot be meditating on himself. He should be meditating on someone higher. And there's evidence in the Srimad Bhagavatam about who he meditates on. We probably will go to this at some point. But the one, and then this is where he's a devotee. He's a devotee of Lord Rama and Lord Narayan, and he always engaged in meditation and serving the Lord. Now, the form of Lord Shiva in the bottom part of the Maheshadham is actually the Lord Shiva, who is actually giving benedictions to his devotees, to the demons, to those people who come and pray for him and give them benediction, material benediction we talk about. So Lord Shiva is also called Shiva, but he is a reflection of the original Sadashiva. So he gives the benediction for example, all the demons who were fighting in the Puranas. They come to him, and then they ask him for benediction. Like Vritrasul, for example, he came to Vritrasul came and asked him benediction to give the benediction of whoever he touches in the head will smash, will die. That person will die. And he gave this benediction to Vritrasul, and eventually Vritrasul said, I want to try it on you first. So he went to Lord Shiva and started to try to touch him, because Vritrasul this is the katha is in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'm just giving an example how Lord Shiva, which is the bottom part of the Maheshadham of Sadashiva Lok, how he interact with the devotees, with his devotees, where he gives benedictions, and then the benediction turn out to be disaster for himself. So Vitrasul started chasing him because Vitrasul had in his mind to have Parvati Devi. He wanted to have a relationship with Parvati Devi. That's why he wanted to kill Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva went to Indra, Brahma, and all of them, because nobody could actually save him from Vritarasura. And eventually he went to Vishnu, and then he asked Vishnu for help. And he said to Vishnu, look, this is what has happened. This devotee of mine has been praying to me, and he asked for a benediction of whoever he touches his head on, the head will actually explode and the person will die. And now he wants to touch my head. And then Lord Vishnu said to him, said to Shiva, do not worry. I will speak with Vitrasur and try to save you from the situation. And Vishnu actually spoke to Vitrasur and said to him, so do you actually believe that this person who gave you this benediction, the person who is covered in ashes, who has got witches and dead people, and who resides in the crematorium, and who is neglected, who hasn't taken care of his appearance, do you really think that he can give you a benediction like this to actually touch on someone's head and eventually that person will die? How can you believe that? It can never happen. If you don't believe what I'm saying, try to touch your own head. You will see it doesn't work. That benediction doesn't work. And the Vitrasur actually touch his own head. And eventually what has happened? Vitrasur died. So examples like this, like when Lord Shiva gives benediction to his devotee, and then eventually it then turns out to be a disaster for himself, and then he has to take shelter of Narayan or Vishnu. So the point I wanted to make here is that, so in the Maheshadham, this Shiva, who is giving all this benediction, who is interacting with the material nature, who is actually giving, pleasing his devotees. He is Lord Shiva, who is one of the Rudras, but he's also called Shiva. That's why those who are approaching Lord Shiva for material benediction in the material world, they are approaching that Lord Shiva. They are not approaching Sadashiva. So Sadashiva is an eternal devotee of the Lord. So, like for example, there are many Shaivites, many devotees who actually worship Lord Shiva, but they don't worship Lord Shiva as the devotee of Vishnu or as the devotee of Sri Ram. They actually worship Lord Shiva as the main person, or the supreme person. So this is the Lord Shiva who belongs to the lower part of the Maheshaloka, Maheshadham, who gives benediction to his devotees. And very often you can see in the Bhagavatam that there are, I can just give you an example of it. He gives benediction to devotees and then regrets after that and has to go to Vishnu for help. There also sometimes you will see that there are in incidences where Lord Shiva actually goes and argues with with Narayan or with Vishnu for some issues, and then regrets after that, and then come back again and ask for apologies. There are so many instances in the scriptures about it. So this is the Lord Shiva we're talking about, one who is actually on the lower part of the Maheshadham. So now, when the creation happens, Karanadaksha Vishnu, who is lying in the causal water, and from him, all the Vishnu, Garbhodakasha Vishnu expands, and Garbhodakasha Vishnu goes and into all the universes and try to create. So Garbhodakasha Vishnu actually create all these Bhur, Bhuvaha, Swaha. So which means the three planetary systems, which is the heavenly planets in each and every universe we're talking about. So as you can see in this picture, all these 14 planetary systems, but they are classified into three. So the higher planetary systems starting from Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka, and then you got Swar, Bruhar, Bhu, so the earthly planetary systems, and then the lower planetary system, which are the hellish planetary system, Atal, Vital, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala. So Garbhodakasha Vishnu is going to each and every universe, and from him the lotus sprouts from his navel. Lord Brahma appears, And then through the medium of Lord Brahma, there's creation. But Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, actually, before creation happens, for Lord Brahma has actually created all the planets and all the material ingredients, 24 elements, as we know: earth, water, fire, ether, air, the 10, the 5 working senses, the 5 knowledge acquiring senses, the modes of nature, and then you've got unmanifested consciousness and Mahatattva and mind, intelligence, false ego. All these combined together, 24 elements. He bring everything together, but that's Jadam. Jadam means matter, dead matter. So without having living entities in this, there will be no functioning, because they all matter, they're all material elements. So Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, actually glances through the material nature, and it is said that with Mahavishnu's third eye, the Mahavishnu glances into the material nature and the living entities appear. The nature is impregnated. Now here, the Brahma Samhita and other scriptures actually talks about this. They talk about this. I'll give you an example first. There is a snake, and there is a stick. So a person sees the snake and has the desire to actually take the stick and hit the snake. So the person sees a snake and he has this desire to actually take the stick and hit the snake. Now, this desire, right? This desire is actually one element. And then there is another element, which is the stick. So one desire and then one act. So that stick is another element. It's an instrument. It is an instrument. Now, similarly, when it comes to creation, when Brahma has already done all the material elements, has come into place together, but there are no living entities, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu glances through these material elements. Now, the desire is to impregnate this material element. For him to impregnate means to get the living entities into the material elements. So that desire is done through an indirect reflection of Ramadevi. Ramadevi is Sri Lakshmi. So Sri Lakshmi, Ramadevi, facilitates this desire, but she facilitates this desire through the agent of a yoni. A yoni means a womb, so there should be a womb for impregnation. So that reflection is actually Maya, the material nature, Prakriti. This is what we call Prakriti. So this desire element is facilitated by a reflection of Ramadevi or Lakshmi Devi, who is Mother Durga or Prakriti or material nature. So I know it's a bit difficult to grasp this, but creation doesn't just happen just like that. That's why the Vedic history or Vedic Shastra, they are very detailed about it. But I have to say it because this is how it happened. So maybe you have to have if you're having difficulty to understand this, you need to have a little reflection on this. I'm sure you will get it. So this impregnation happens. This desire to impregnate, like someone has desire to hit the snake. So that desire was there. So similarly, Garbhodakashami's desire to do this. So this desire is facilitated by a reflection of Lakshmi Devi or Rama Devi, who is Mother Durga. And the Prakriti actually means the yoni. Sorry. So which means the recipient of the impregnation. It happens via Prakriti, a yoni. Now, there is a womb, and the seeds needs to go there. And for this to be facilitated, there should be an instrument. Okay. So as I mentioned in the example, if someone wants to hit a snake, one has to take the stick. Now the stick is an instrument. Now for that yoni, for that prakriti, for that material nature to be impregnated with the living entities, there should be an instrument. And this instrument, through the glance of Mahavishnu, it is converted to Shambhu Linga. It is converted to Shambhu Linga. So which means there is a linga. This is the linga actually means the genital organ. So Shambhu Linga is converted through the glance of Shambhu Linga. And so that glance becomes Shambhu Linga, and Shambhu actually impregnates the material nature. So this is all happening indirectly through the glance of Mahavishnu. So who is the consort of Shiva? Is Parvati, is Durga Devi. And Durga Devi's consort is Lord Shiva. So this will happen via the medium of Shambhu, of Lord Shiva. Now, as I mentioned, the question remains, so who is that Lord Shiva? Who is that Shambhu who actually is an instrument of impregnation of the material nature? And that's the Lord Shiva who belongs to the lower part of Mahesha Loka, of a Sadashiva. So he's not Sadashiva, he's the Lord Shiva who is on the lower part of the Mahesha Loka. And that is also a position. I was talking about the position before. When someone has completed 100 births, perfectly fulfilling the position of Lord Brahma, he gets this position of one of the Rudras, who will actually perform all these activities related to the material nature. So giving blessings to the devotees, giving blessings to demons, engaging in the creation of the material nature and all this. So as you can see, Lord Shiva is not one Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva has got many aspects, and the Lord Shiva which devotees go and pray and revere in the material world, if your devotees are going there for material benefit, the Lord Shiva is the one who belongs to the lower part of the Maheshadham or the Shiva Loka. But those who are going to actually worship Lord Shiva to get his benediction to be a devotee, one has to go to the Shambhu. That's why it says Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, which means the greatest devotee is Lord Shiva, and we're referring here to the Sadashiva, who always remains there, and he's a devotee of Lord Narayan. As you know, in the Mahabharata, it is said it is also in the Vishnu Sahasranama. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manurame Sahasranama Tatyam Rama Nama Varanane. So in the Vishnu Sahasranama, it is Lord Shiva says that I'm always chanting the name of Lord Rama. I'm engaging, I'm feeling bliss in the name of Rama. It's giving me lots of Manurame, it's giving me lots of satisfaction. I always engage in chanting the name of Lord Rama. Now, Lord Rama, who he is actually worshipping, is actually the Lord Rama is actually an expansion, one of the expansion of Sankarshan. And Sankarshan is one of the expansion of Mahavishnu. And, of Balaram. And the Rama who Lord Shiva is actually referring here is actually Balaram. Is actually Balaram. Because Mahavishnu, and then you had Sankarshan. One from Sankarshan is Mahavishnu, and from Mahavishnu, one of the partial expansion of Mahavishnu is also Lord is Shiva. So, but the origin of Mahavishnu is Sankarshan, and the origin of Sankarshan is Balaram. So Lord Shiva, when he says Shri Rama Rama Rameti Manurame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane, is actually referring to Lord Balaram. He's actually referring to Lord Balaram. So this is what, when he's chanting Lord's Ram name, he's actually praising Lord Balaram. And this is Sadashiva we're talking about, Sadashiva. As I mentioned, the one from the below, Maheshadham, the lower part which get contaminated with the material nature is Rudra. He's not the one who is Sadashiva. He's not the one who is in meditation. He's engaged in the creation, destruction of this material universe. So one thing to mention also here, that one should not consider as the one who is lower as being inferior. One should not consider this. The point which we have to make here is one has to worship Lord Shiva, who is a Sadashiva, who is a devotee of Lord Rama or Balaram. One should not approach Lord Shiva, who is doing his activities in the material nature, the lower, the Rudra, for material benediction. One Sanatana Goswami is saying one has to fast on Shivratri day, one has to read the Rudra Gita, and one has to offer Abhisheka. One has to do it in the mood that one is praying to Sadashiva to give us the benediction to be a great devotee like him. So this is, in a nutshell, I would say. There's more to talk about Lord Shiva. In a nutshell, how one should know how to differentiate between different aspects of Lord Shiva, and what is his position, where he stays, and how to approach Lord Shiva as a devotee, not as someone who is for material benefits. As we know, Lord Shiva's name is Ashutosh, who is very easily pleased. But one should approach Lord Shiva, one should seek his benediction to progress in spiritual life, because he's one of the great devotees. And as I just mentioned, he said in the Vishnu Sahasranama that he's always chanting Lord Rama's name. And actually, he's actually chanting, referring to Lord Balaram. The acharyas say he's referring to Lord Balaram. Because his root is from Sankarshan, and Sankarshan is Balaram. From Krishna, there's Balaram. From Balaram, there's Sankarshan. From Sankarshan, there's Mahavishnu. And from Mahavishnu, the Lord Shiva. So he's always remembering Lord Balaram in that respect. In the in the Ramacharita it is also said that one has to worship Lord Shiva and Parvati together, because they are considered to be guru, to be able to give us the lotus feet of Lord Rama. If one worship Lord Shiva on his own, one is similar to Vritrasura, who is going for material benediction and will face with destruction. One should actually worship Lord Shiva and Parvati together to be able to get the benediction of Lord Shiva, to be a great devotee. Should be considered as guru, because he is the one who will bring us to Lord Rama. In coming to that, there's an incident in the Ramayana, Ramacharita again, where before crossing the sea to go to Lanka, Lord Shiva actually did a murti sorry, not Lord Shiva, Lord Rama, did constructed the murti of Lord Shiva, and he worshipped Lord Shiva to ask him permission to go and cross and go and kill Ravana, because Ravana was his devotee of Lord Shiva. So this place actually is called Rameshwaram. So the murti is still there, and the place, as I say, is called Rameshwaram. Rameshwaram means Rama Ishwara, one who considers Rama as his Ishwara. Lord Shiva considers Lord Rama as his Ishwara. So the Shiva Linga is called Rameshwara. So is one who, the Shiva who considers Lord Rama as his Ishwara, as his Lord, as his deity of worship. But what has happened when this Lord Rama constructed this Shiva Lingam? The demigods at that time came and said, they started coming with the instruments and singing and chanting and all that, saying that, oh, Lord Shiva is, Lord Rama is a Lord. Sorry, Lord Shiva is the Lord of Lord Rama. Lord Shiva is the Lord of Lord Rama. All glories to Lord Shiva, who is the Lord of Lord Rama. So at that particular time, Lord Shiva, manifested himself from this Shivalinga and said to the demigods, this is actually wrong, what you're saying. This is not right. My Lord is Rama. Rama is not, Rama's Lord is not me. I am the servant of Lord Rama. I worship Lord Rama. So this is why that was established at the fact that even though Lord Shiva, Lord Rama, made this Shivalinga and worship Lord Shiva, Lord Shiva himself came and proved to the demigods, the people, that Lord Rama is actually his object of worship and not the other way around. And as you know, Rameshwaram is still there, and devotees who goes there worship Lord Shiva as a devotee of Lord Rama. So some examples in our Vedic history, how Lord Shiva is a devotee of Lord Rama and how he is given respect and worship. There are some other instances in the Brihad Bhagavatamritam, where I'm sure you've heard of this book, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, written by Srila Sanatana Goswami. So Sri Narada Maharishi is actually traveling through the universe, and he eventually goes to Lord Shiva. And he goes to Lord Shiva and he says to Lord Shiva, you are the greatest person. You are Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna considers you are the greatest person. You are the great personality. You one of the, you are Mahadeva. And Lord Shiva actually became angry by hearing this. Lord Shiva became angry by hearing this. And what he said to Lord, to Narada Maharishi, he says that, please stop talking all this. This is all nonsense. This is not right, And he tells Sri Narada Maharishi that, no, actually, I am the fallen servant of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is my object of worship. I am one of the most fallen servant. I can't serve him properly. I actually benedict my devotees to actually go against Lord Krishna. I give benedictions to my devotees who actually fight Lord Krishna. So I'm the fullest, the most lowest person in this material world. I'm not an object of worship. I actually worship all these great devotees in the material world who are currently singing, dancing, chanting the holy name, who has renounced everything, who has renounced material life, and they are currently engaging in devotional service. They have got no connection with material. I worship them because they are more greater than me. He says also that I was given very difficult service to do for the Lord, which I actually couldn't perform properly. I was given the order to come to this material world and tell the world that do not believe the Veda, do not believe that the Lord has got a personal form, has got a very beautiful form. Do not believe that the Vedas talk about Krishna, about his pastimes and all that. I was given this job to come and tell something against my Lord, which was impersonalism. This is how fallen I am, and everything I do, I'm doing it, I'm doing a disservice to Lord Krishna. So here we're talking about Shankaracharya. So he's telling Srinarada Maharishi in Shri Brihad Bhagavatamrita that I'm a fallen person. I've done a disservice to Krishna. I was given this task as Shankaracharya to actually come and tell the world that the Lord is impersonalist and not to believe in the form of the Lord. And how bigger offender I am of telling these type of things. And all my devotees who have given benediction, they've actually fought against Krishna. So here, Lord Shiva is actually being very, very humble, being very humble. Actually, he says in the there was a conversation between Lord Shiva and Parvati, where Parvati was hearing that Lord Shiva is actually a great Vaishnava, is a great personality, and all this. And so Parvati felt a little bit dejected, because if Lord Shiva is such a great personality, so I'm actually very fallen. But then Lord Shiva says, Lord Shiva, I am, the verse says that, yes, Lord Shiva is a great personality. But Lord Shiva replies and says, you know, Shiva is great, but greater than him are his devotees. So at that point, Parvati actually felt a bit more satisfied, because she's actually a devotee of Lord Rama and Krishna as well. So he felt, oh yeah, okay. So devotees, are better. They have a great position in a relationship to Krishna. So Shiva is very, very humble. He's someone who is very humble, who actually doesn't take any credit for himself, and he actually gives all this credit to the devotees. Even everyone tells him Mahadev, all the great Vaishnava, Vaishnava Vitam Sambhu, all the great Vaishnava, Lord Shiva is the greatest. Even he doesn't want to actually hear all this glorification of him. He actually, when Narad Maharshi was talking to him in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he actually went and closed the mouth of Narad Maharshi, and he closed his own ears. He said, please don't talk about this. No, 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 this is wrong. This is not true. I'm actually a fallen servant. I've done a disservice to Krishna. I'm not even qualified to be a great devotee. So this is there in the past times. So showing us that Lord Shiva is actually very, very humble. He doesn't take all these credits, even though he's one of the greatest devotee of the Lord. We have something to mention also, for our Gaudiya Vaishnavas to actually be aware of this. When Lord Rama came, Shiva actually came. When Lord Rama actually was born in Ayodhya, Shiva came as a Madari. I don't know, some of you may know what Madari is. So he wanted to see the Lord. He wanted to see the Lord. He wanted to see the childhood pastimes of the Lord. And he came as a Madari in Ayodhya, in the kingdom. So Madari is one who, you've got these monkeys, and then they do this drum, the drum, and then the monkey will dance. So Lord Shiva came in Ayodhya and was as a Madari, and the monkey was dancing. So he wanted to show this to Lord Rama and brothers. And then Lord Rama at that time said, because Lord Shiva couldn't stay, and Lord Shiva said to Lord Rama, I want to see your childhood pastime. I want to see you. Lord Rama said, be patient, be patient. I'm going to order you to leave now, but later in the Kishkinda forest, you will come and we will meet again. And we will have great pastimes, and you will be celebrated as one of the greatest devotee of mine. So here we're talking about Hanuman. So Lord Shiva actually, came in the form of Hanuman later in the Treta Yuga in Kishkinda. We all know Lord Hanuman as the greatest devotee of Lord Rama. In the Kali Yuga also, Lord Shiva came as Bhima, as part of his form, Bhima. Lord Shiva came, and again he came as one of the greatest acharyas, in our line. He came combining Hanuman and Bhima together. He came as Madhavacharya. So this is something which we have to know, that Madhavacharya is one of the founder of the Gaudiya Madhava Brahma Sampradaya, Brahma Gaudiya Madhava Sampradaya. So Madhavacharya is someone in our line, and he came combined as Hanuman and Bhima in Madhavacharya to establish this Gaudiya Madhava Sampradaya, Brahma Gaudiya Madhava Sampradaya, which we are actually following. We are part of them. So the Acharya explains about this. So as you can see, Lord Shiva has got so much to offer to the Vaishnavas. He's part of us. He's part of our tradition. He's such a great devotee who one should not actually ignore. Unfortunately, we do not give that much importance to Lord Shiva as devotees sometimes. You know, so if one go deeper into the pastimes and the uh, the activities of Lord Shiva, you can see that that's why he says one has to approach Lord Shiva to get this benediction, because he's part of us. He is the one who is the foremost devotee. He's Hanuman. He came as Madhavacharya, even as Shankaracharya, one of the greatest philosophers and saint the Vedic tradition has known. He gave so much in 32 years, Shankaracharya. And he's the devotee who is always meditating on Lord Rama and Balaram in the Sadashiv Lok. And foremost of all, the picture you're seeing at the background in this, the background of God, Gopeshwar Mahadev, Lord Shiva has got his eternal rupa, eternal uh, uh, how do you say, position in the spiritual world as Gopeshwar Mahadev. So just very quickly, just to touch on this, Gopeshwar Mahadev, Lord Shiva actually came to Braj and wanted to enter the Rasa Leela dance. He wanted to enter the Rasa Leela dance. And but to enter the Rasa Leela dance, you had to be a gopi. So he approached Yogamaya in the form of Purnamasi. Purnamasi. He approached Purnamasi and he said to Purnamasi, look, I want to attend this Ras Leela with Krishna, but I can't attend because look how I am. I'm covered in ashes. I'm wearing a deer skin. I've got a matted hair. I've got, I'm not fit to go into the Ras Leela dance. So Purnamasi said to him, do not worry. Go and dip yourself in the Brahma Kund and then come out. So Lord Shiva went in the Brahma Kund, dipped, and then he came out as a teenage gopi, very beautiful gopi, very beautiful gopi, in the teenage years, and he went there where the Ras Leela was happening, and and the Ras Leela was happening, and he actually hid behind in a grove because he was feeling very hesitating to actually get into the Ras Leela. So the gopis actually noticed something unusual. Some of the gopis became sad and distracted, and they were not able to be content and happy. So they asked themselves, "What's happening? There's something wrong going on here. There's something which is not happening normal." So eventually, they managed to locate Lord Shiva, who was Gopeshwar at that time, a gopi, and they approached him. They actually asked him, "Who are you? And who are you?" And she never answered, "Who am I?" and what she was going to do. And eventually, the gopis were very hard on her and saying, you should not be here. You should go away. You're not allowed here. And then she started shouting, "Yogamaya, Yogamaya, please help me." And then Purnamasi appeared, and Purnamasi actually explained to the gopis, like, this gopi wanted to be part of the Ras Leela, and he is a great devotee. Please allow her entry in the Ras Leela so that she can also dance with Krishna. So eventually, she entered the Ras Leela and danced with Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna actually gave him this benediction that because you had to wait to come into the Ras Leela, I will give you that benediction that you will stay on the periphery of Braj, and without your permission, no one will be able to come into Vrindavan Dham or Braj Dham. So one who has to come to Braj has to actually seek your permission to come into Braj. And it is also says, so Gopeshwar Mahadev is the picture in the background, who is the Lord Shiva in the form of a gopi. And it is also said that Gopeshwar is actually an expansion from Krishna himself. So it is said from the left side, the pleasure potency of Krishna in the form of Radharani appeared, and from his right side, Gopeshwar Mahadev appeared. So Gopeshwar is actually from Krishna himself. And there's also many beautiful pastimes in Krishna Lila, where when the Indra was pouring the rain, Lord Shiva actually came and took his Trishul and actually held the Govardhan Parvat as well. And he's known as Chakreshwar Mahadev. Chakreshwar, if I'm correct, I'll check that again. He's known as Chakreshwar Mahadev. And he came in, and held this, the Govardhan Hill as well. Krishna also benedicted Lord Shiva, and because he wanted to see the pastimes, childhood pastimes of Krishna, Krishna gave him the benediction to be the Chakreshwar, the Nandeshwar hill in Nandagaon. There's a hill called Nandeshwar, and Lord Shiva is present there as that hill, who is witnessing Krishna's childhood pastimes. So Krishna gave him that benediction. There's also a very beautiful, I'm running out of time. There's also a beautiful pastime of Srila Sanatana Goswami. Srila Sanatana Goswami was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. He was the one who wrote Hari Bhakti Vilas and explained about how to observe Shivaratri. And he was actually worshipping Lord Shiva, Gopeshwar Mahadev. He was reading in the Or Madan Mohan Mandir, and every day he used to go to Gopeshwar Mahadev and worship Gopeshwar Mahadev. And then when he grew old, he couldn't actually, he still carried on doing it. He still went every day to worship Gopeshwar Mahadev, Sanatana Goswami. But Lord Shiva came to him and said to him, Sanatan, you have become very, very old now. So do not come to Gopeshwar Mahadev. What I will do, I will come myself halfway through, as another form. I think the name I escaped from my mind. Forgot the name, start with B. So he said, I will come halfway through, and you can come and worship me there instead of going all the way to Gopeshwar Mahadev, my form of Gopeshwar. So Lord Shiva actually became this deity there, and Sanatana Goswami went every single day, not only to this deity, but to Gopeshwar Mahadev as well, because he said, I cannot leave worshipping Lord Shiva. I cannot, avoid worshipping Lord Shiva. So I need to go. So our Sanatana Goswami has been a great devotee of Lord Shiva and worshipping him every single day in his life. So these are some of the pastimes of Lord Shiva and the position and all this. It's 2059. I just wanted to show you very quickly the Rudra Gita. If you have time, please read this Rudra Gita. Basically, what happened is Prithu Maharaj, who is a Nansha avatar of Lord Krishna himself, Prithu Maharaj has got he had his son, and then from his son many descendants came. So there, Shukdev Goswami is giving the description. Actually, it's a conversation between Maitreya Rishi and Vidur, where the descendant of Prithu Maharaj are being explained, and one of the son of one of the descendants is the Prachina Barhish, and he had sons, and those sons were very renowned, and they wanted to practice spiritual life and very detached. So they actually went towards the west, and they eventually came across a Shivaloka. And then from Shivaloka, Lord Shiva appeared from a very beautiful pond. You will see the description of Shivaloka is there. Very beautiful forest groves, very beautiful trees, very beautiful lake with swans and different birds, and the aroma and the flowers. Shivaloka has got a very beautiful description there. If you get a chance, please read that. Lord Shiva appeared from that pond, and then offered a prayer which is called the Rudra Gita. Basically, this prayer is talking about the glorification of Krishna. And eventually culminating, Lord Shiva is saying, if one wants to progress in the spiritual life, wants to chant this holy name, this prayer, the holy name, and engage in Bhakti Yoga. This is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So if you get a chance, please read. It's 2101. There's much more to talk about Lord Shiva, but unfortunately, interest of time, I just condensed everything very short, 1 hour. I hope, forgive me for my shortcomings, because there's a lot, Lord Shiva is such an elevated subject matter. I'm sure I've made some mistakes somewhere. And please forgive me for my shortcomings. And but I thought that I should talk about Lord Shiva, given that the auspicious Mahashivratri just passed, and Lord Shiva has got such an important position in our bhakti tradition. So I hope I shed some light on it, and if I made some mistakes, again, I ask for your forgiveness. But all this, what was offered to you today, is by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and our previous acharyas. Because they have given so much information on Lord Shiva. I will stop here. If you have any queries, questions, please ask. I'm sure you will have plenty of questions. I don't know whether I will be able to answer, but I will try. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. All nectarian pastimes. So just one thing. There are two demonic people. One is Vrittasura and one is Vrukasura. So Vrittasura is a devotee, and Vrukasura is a demon who went to Lord Shankara. And so thank you so much, Prabhuji, for adding.
Yes. Maybe I confused the name. Yeah, they were very close.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Dear devotees, if you have got any questions or comments or additions, or you wanted to ask anything, so kindly unmute and speak. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much. It was so enlightening and lecture on Lord Shiva, and especially on this auspicious occasion. So, when you're showing, I wanted to know, I think I missed that part. So when you're showing that chart, Golak chart, so Mahesh, is the Mahakal Loka, is it the Mahesh Loka? Is it the same?
Yeah.
The Sadashiv Loka is on the top, on the bottom it's Mahakal Dham.
Yeah, this is, that's they call it Mahakal Dham.
Or is it this Mahesh Loka?
Mahesh Loka, yeah, the same. Okay. The Mahesh Loka is the planetary system. Loka, isn't it? The planetary system. But the top part of it is where Sadashiva in his pure form is residing, and the lower part of it is Lord Shiva, which has this connection with material world. Yeah.
Okay. So in this part also, when you were explaining about the material creation, like with the yoni and the ling smile, so is it in the form of Shambhu, or or Ramadevi and Shambhu, or how is the concept?
The form is a linga and the yoni, but it's Shambhu. Yeah, it is Shambhu, because Shambhu is it is not directly. I don't know how to explain this, but the glance, as you can see in this picture here, there is this glance from Karanadakshaya Vishnu, and this glance is reflected, is an indirect reflection of Shambhu, Lord Shiva, of Shambhu Linga. And Ramadevi is not Rama Devi, but is actually the Yoni, the Prakriti, who is represented by Durga Devi, therefore Maya. So Maya is actually a reflection or an indirect form of Durga Devi. Sorry, other way around. So Durga Devi is an indirect form or reflection of Rama Devi. It's not Rama Devi in that case, it's actually Durga Devi, Maya. The glance is changed into Maya Devi or Durga Devi, and the glance is also changed into Shambhu, Lord Shiva, into Shambhu Linga. The Shambhu Linga and Maya Devi, they combine together to impregnate the living entities. I don't know if that
Oh,
answers.
yes, Prabhu, it's clear now. Okay, thank you. And also, like, when you were saying about Lord Sanatana Goswami's, like when Gopishwar Mahadev, he came, he said he'll come halfway. I think then I was looking for the temple. Is it Bankhandi?
That's right. That's the one. That's the one. Yes. Bankandi. Yes. Yes. I
Thank
said it started with B, but
yeah. When you said, I just had a look. Thank you.
Bankandi. Yes. Yes.
Hare Krishna. It's beautiful pastime. We didn't hear about this before, so it's very
Yeah.
nectarian. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
And also, I forgot to mention, Kameshwar Mahadev also is there in Braj in the Kamyavan forest. So Gopeshwar Mahadev, Bankandi, and Kameshwar Mahadev is there also in Braj. Yeah. Free of them. And of course, I mentioned the hills. And also, so much to say. As I say, he came in Govardhan Hill with his Trishul holding the Govardhan Hill, and also he's present as Nandeshwar, Nandeshwar Hill in Nandagaon, and he's also Srimati Radhika's birthplace, Varshana. There's a place there, so he's also the mountain there, Varshana, and he's called Brahma Parvat. He's also Lord Shiva. Yeah. Oh, sorry, not Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma was there as the hill in Varshana, and Lord Shiva was Nandeshwar here in Nandagaon, because he wanted to witness the pastimes of Krishna in Nandagaon.
Okay, is it Brahmachalam, Prabhu? Is that the verse in the mountain in Varsana that you're saying?
No, Brahma is called Brahma Parvat.
Brahma Parvat.
Brahma Parvat, yeah, in Varshana.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for a nice lecture, very enlightening. Just wanted to ask you, as you mentioned, Lord Shambhu has 11 Rudras. Yeah, these are incarnation of Lord Shambhu, is it?
Yeah, they are.
Expansion.
Yeah,
So
expansion.
you mentioned Hanumanji as well.
Yeah.
Is he from Lord Mahesh? Lord Shambhu, or is he one of the Rudra, Prabhu?
Yeah, yeah. Hanumanji is one of the Rudras, but he's one of the Rudras, so one is expansion of Lord Shiva. But he's got this connection with the material world, so that's why he's one of the Rudras. Because, as I mentioned, everything in relation to the material world is performed by the Rudras. So Hanumanji is in the material world as Hanumanji, and he is one of the Rudras. But does it mean that Hanumanji is stuck in the material world, or a material person, or not with that connotation. Hanumanji is eternally there in Ramaloka with Sri Ram as internal servant. But this is how I would say the difficulty or the complexity of Shiva Tattva. It's not something straightforward. There's lots of things which may sound contradictory, but it's not contradictory. The Shiva Tattva, as I mentioned in the beginning, is a very deep subject, and it takes lots of reading, understanding, and reflection to be able to understand the Shiva Tattva. It's not something like you read and you got it. You will find there will be contradictions there, but one has to read, hear, understand, and reflect, and then you will be able to accept the Shiva Tattva. It's a very deep subject matter. Yeah, so Hanumanji is one of the Rudras.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. And one more thing. So this Mahashivratri, which we celebrate, I mean, we used to celebrate since our childhood and still doing it. Is it for Lord Shambhu and Parvati? It's not for Sadashiv, na? Lord Sadashiv? This Mahashivratri event?
Yeah, the Mahashivratri event is for devotees. One has to, if someone go there and worship Lord Shiva for material benedictions, this is the representation is the Shiva who is engaged in the material activities. If one go to the Shiva Linga and actually worship Lord Shiva for spiritual advancement, that's Sadashiva. And that's the Shiva Tattva. It depends how you are accepting that worship, your sankalpa. But yeah, for devotees, Sadashiva is there in the Shivalinga. For those who are for material benefits, uh, Shiva is there, but with the one who is connected to the material benefit. Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
that
okay.
answers your questions.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Because I know in Kashmiri Pandits, they celebrate this Mahashivratri as a Shiva and Parvati marriage. So they do this puja overnight and
Yeah,
this puja.
from what Sanatana Goswami says in the Hari Bhakti Vilas is Shiva actually appears in all the Shiva Linga. There's a talk about marriage. It talks about Lord Shiva actually appears in all the Shiva Linga on planet Earth on the Mahashivratri day. And one has to take this opportunity to actually worship Lord Shiva for spiritual progress. But there's a talk about marriage. So I wouldn't be able to give you much information on this. Maybe this is something to do with the Shiva Purana. Maybe that it's there. I don't know, but this is what our Vaishnava acharyas have actually mentioned.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hari Bol,
Yeah, you presented it so nice. It's a lot of information you gave already. Yeah, it's so nice, so lovely. Just it's a couple of questions actually. It's coming up. Lord Krishna, whenever in the past time, he stopped not to do as a Indra Puja, but he allowed to do Shivaratri Puja or Shiva Puja. And second part is another thing as a misconception. People think as only the Shiva Linga is considered as a genital is a wrong way they spread out. This is genetical or something. Can you give answer?
The linga means the reproductive organ, linga. But the linga not only means reproductive organ because it actually means some people say, don't quote me on this, some people say that it actually it's reflecting infinity, because when you see the shape, it's like round and then it doesn't stop, it just go round, something like that. But yeah, it doesn't it is a representation of Lord Shiva as how do we say, uh, part of this material creation, part of the material creation. So, because you have to remember, there should be a linga, there should be a yoni in creation, and Shiva and Mother Durga, the Prakriti, are responsible for creation, and this is what the representation is. I don't know how much information on the linga as such, but because there's so much to learn about this. But this is a representation of creation, actually, the linga. But some people may have a perverted connotation or impression of this. but it actually represents creation. It happened, and that's Lord Shiva, because they are responsible for impregnating this material world, Mother Durga and Lord Shiva. So yeah, maybe there's something in the scriptures which actually give full description of this, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to research into this aspect.
Yeah, thank you. What about the first part? Is why Lord Krishna allowed to do
Yeah.
Shivaratri Puja?
Well, from what Prabhupada writes in the Krishna book is that, if I remember correctly, Lord Krishna didn't say I allowed, but what Prabhupada writes in the Krishna book is that during that time, the Gopas thought of doing celebrating Shivaratri. And Prabhupada's right, this was not something which was a regular occurrence from the Gopas, but on that particular occasion, the Shivaratri, the Gopas actually celebrated Shivaratri. Yeah, so that's what's there in the Krishna book in Prabhupada translation and explanation on this particular subject. But if I remember correctly, it doesn't actually say like Krishna allowed. It says that the Gopas performed Shivaratri on that time.
Even Nand Maharaj, they also celebrating Shivratri.
Yeah, the Gopas. That's what we're talking about. The Gopas,
Yes, Nand Maharaj.
and the Maharaj and the rest. Yes.
And at the time, like Achugar or somebody else, like Nand Maharaj, taken and then he become a.
I can actually look for this worshiping. Okay, chapter 24. Can't see it there, but yeah, it's there in the I'm sure it's there. This is what it says. Yeah, I'm trying to look for it now. You're supposed to be able to read that. Yeah. Anyway, I can't find it, but this is what it says, if I remember correctly, on this Krishna book. Let's see. Okay, got it.
Krishna, background of your like their sibling is where where is from? Hare Krishna.
Oh, the one in the picture?
Yeah, in the background of your.
Yeah, this
like,
is in Braj. It's Gopeshwar Mahadev.
Oh wow, okay. So
He is the one I was talking about. Yeah.
Gopeshwar.
Gopeshwar Mahadev, yeah. Yep.
Hare
So I
Krishna.
don't.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Artaji, Haribol.
Haribol, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Lovely to hear from you again, and obviously your devotion, and I really hope Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna both bless you.
Jai, Haribol. Jai. I pray that Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna bless all of you as well. So we have been able to patiently sit and hear on this subject. So I pray for all of you that Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna bless all of you. Right.
And you just said it so nicely, like with so much humility, and like, obviously there's always tensions and stuff, but the reality is something so different, and you was really able to express that, I think.
Yeah. Well, actually, I wish I could do more, but sometimes time doesn't allow me to do what I would like to do, because I wanted to have a bit more deeper reading and research. But in the short space of time, I think Lord Shiva has given me some blessings to be able to do whatever I've done. It's not, I would like to do a bit more, but it's what it is. Yeah.
In the background, I think like it's such a blessing for all of us as well, and seeing you together.
Yeah.
Yeah, because every time you go Gopeshwar Mahadev, it's just so packed.
Yeah. I mean, I know in Raj on Mahashivratri day, it's basically this is the place you have to go, but it becomes a no-go area because of the crowd.
Very
But
crowded. You're literally like, I
yeah.
mean, if you can even, it's, I don't know how like people survive, but they do. It's crazy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, are
Hare
you
Krishna.
say something, Prabhuji, or?
No, that's okay. No problem.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji, and thank you so much, all the devotees. So, just one more point on the thing, the appearance of Lord Shiva. So, Prabhuji, so this is just wanted to share this one from Srimad Bhagavatam when Lord Shiva appeared from the eyebrows between Brahmas in the beginning of the creation.
Yeah.
So, when the four Kumaras, when they were ordered to go and expand the progeny, they did not agree, and Brahma got angry, and from his anger came from between his eyebrows a child mixed with blue and red was immediately generated. After his birth, he began to cry, and O destiny maker, teacher of the universe, kindly designate my name and place. And the Brahma, all powerful Brahma, who was born from the lotus flower, pacified the boy with gentle words, accepting his request, and said, "Do not cry, I shall certainly do as you desire." Therefore Brahma said, "O chief of the demigods, you shall be called by the name Rudra by all people because you have so anxiously cried. And my dear boy, I have already selected the following places for your residence: the heart, the senses, the air of life, the sky, the air, the fire, the water, the earth, the sun, the moon, and austerity." And Brahma said, "My dear boy, Rudra, you have 11 other names: Manu, Manu, Mahinasa, Mahan, Shiva, and Ritudbhaja, and Ugrareta, Bhava, Kala, Vamadeva, and Drutavrata. O Rudra, you also have 11 wives called Rudranis, and they are all as follows: Dhi, Driti, Rasala, Bhuma, Niyut, Sarpi, Ila, Ambika, Iravati, Swadha, and Diksha. My dear boy, you may now accept all these names and places designated for you and your different wives, and since you are now one of the masters of living entities, you may increase the population on a large scale. The most powerful Rudra, whose bodily color was blue mixed with red, created many offsprings, exactly resembling him in features, strength, and furious nature. The sons and grandsons generated by Rudra were unlimited in number, and when they assembled together, they attempted to devour the entire universe. When Brahma, the father of the living entities, saw this, he became afraid of the situation. And Brahma told Rudra, "O best among the demigods, there is no need for you to generate living entities of this nature. They have begun to devastate everything on all sides with the fiery flames from their eyes, and they have even attacked me. My dear son, you had better situate yourself in penance, which is auspicious for all living entities, and which will bring all benediction upon you. By penance only shall you be able to create the universe as it was before. By penance only one can even approach the personality of Godhead, who is within the heart of every living entity and at the same time beyond the reach of all senses." Likewise, these are the few pastimes of Lord Shiva and his appearance from the eyebrows of Brahma. And since the instruction of Brahma, he meditated himself on the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Right.
Just wanted to share this small thing. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Amanga Prabhu. Another thing you mentioned is Brittasur and Brikkasur. Can you make it clear, because still I know only the Brittasur, that is a demon. Is it demon?
Yeah, there are two demons. One is Vrukasura. Vrukasura is the demon who he was even cutting his flesh and putting in the sacrifice to please Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva came, and then he gave a benediction. And then Vrukasura who on top of the head, whomever, if I keep my hand, they will burn to the ashes. And then likewise, as Prabhuji mentioned, that is Vrukasura. And Vruttasura, he was the devotee of the Lord. So in his previous life, he was a devotee of the Sankarshana, and Narada Muni gave those Sankarshana mantra. He was a pure devotee, and then when he came to the Himalayas and to the Lord Shankara and Parvati, and when Lord Shankara was giving Bhagavatam to all the devotees and Parvati, at that time he was in the airplane, and then he was a kind of Vidyadhara at that time, and he was laughing that even though Lord Shankara was naked and giving Bhagavatam, keeping Mother Parvati on his lap, at that time when here whenever that Vidyadhara was as a devotee, he was looking with complete knowledge, and it's a smile, gentle smile, and also Lord Shankara understands. And but Mother Parvati, she did not like that laughing at the situation, and she cursed that you became a demon. And later on, the devotee became a Vrutrasura, and he became like the son of Twasta. And Twasta invoked some mantras to kill Indra, because Indra killed Twasta's child. It is the Vishwarupa, who has got 3 heads, who was performing sacrifices for demigods and demons also. Indra did not like, he killed it. On to take revenge, Twasta invoked mantras and sacrifices, from where Vrutrasura has come out to go and kill Indradeva. But even though he was in a demonic body, he was always glorifying and remembering the Lord, even in that is Vrutrasura. That is a very beautiful pastime, but yeah, for now, that is the little bit summary.
Thank you very much.
So, Vipina Vihari Prabhuji, so kindly correct if anything is.
No, Prabhu. No, if we don't have any questions or anything, we can, or discussion, we can proceed to the next step of the program.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. So, any other questions or comments, or yes, Prabhuji.
Question is unlimited. Still, why Gopeshwar Mahadev? We have to pray to him to go to Dham, Vrindavan Dham for the. Is it essentially we have to do that? Is it your presentation?
This is what Lord Krishna has given. Not to pray to him to go, but pray to him to go into Braj, inside, in Vrindavan. When we go there, before going to Vrindavan Dham, you go and pay your respect to Gopeshwar Mahadev and ask him permission to go into Braj. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Wonderful.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for raising, and thank you for answering all the questions patiently, Prabhuji, and sharing all this nectar. Can I request all the devotees kindly unmute and do 3 loud Hari Bols to Vipina Vihari Das Prabhuji.
Hari
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So we're already 9:30. So with your permission, Prabhuji, so we shall move on to the next part of our program, Nasimha prayers by Bhakti Ninita Mataji and Anaya. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So,
Abhi Ava?
Yes, Mataji, so if you are ready, we are able to hear you.
Okay. So Anaya will be singing. But please forgive her if there's any mistake. So she's learning from school.
Yeah, sure, Mataji, please.
Namaste Narashingaya. Namaste Narashingaya. Pralataya Maratambire. Pralataya Maratambire. Tiranyakashipurakshah. Tiranyakashipurakshah. Shinanakanaratambiren. Shinanakanaratambiren. Tito nashingo narato nashingo. Tito nashingo narato nashingo. Yato yato yamitato nashingo. Yato yato yamitato nashingo. Raihe nashingo hirare nashingo. Raihe nashingo hirare nashingo. Tashimba pare samatam dapare. Tashimba pare samatam dapare. Twamahara twamata hare nakha apuna shenga darita tiranya nashipu garovinda jasonakisha tanahari rupa jayasanakisha hare jayasanakisha hare jayasanakisha hare जैसन की सातन हरि रूपा जयसन की शहरे जयसन की शहरे जयसन की शहरे
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय जय श्री श्री नृसिंहदेव भगवान की
Yeah.
जय
प्रहलाद महाराज की जय
जय
Madhuvesla Prabhupada
जय
ki.
गौर प्रेमानंदे
जय
How old
Lord
are
Shiva ki jai.
जय
धनिया माता की जय
you?
जय very nicely done.
very beautiful
Very
धनिया माता जी
good.
Yeah,
very
so
nice.
wonderful. How old are you? How old?
Oh, Hari Bol. So beautiful, Ananya. We heard you after such a long time. Very sweet. Lord Narasimha will be very pleased.
Oh, thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Stay blessed.
Different, yeah, but it's very nice. Is it Prahlad Maharaj? Who is that? Maharaj, who is Prahlad Maharaj? Who is that?
Where's Prahlad Maharaj?
Maharaj, yeah.
It's the boy. Learn in school? No?
Uh,
He's the
from
boy.
where he is learning?